We were all surprised with episode 10 of A Little Women, and it had a lot of adrenaline and very important things happened. We know that Ja-sung died. Of course it is believed that he took his own life because of the video that was presented, but it is very likely that he was killed using the same technique they were going to use on In-Joo. As one of the bad guys died, this can make us think who will be the next one. Will one of the good characters die, or will another character who plays the villain die? That's why today I'm going to talk about a theory that indicates the next character that could die in the series. But first, remember to subscribe to this channel and activate the notification bell to be among the first to see our content. We all want a happy ending, but the reality is we don't know if this series is going to have it. When we think about the possible ending, we might think that Sangha will die because of the blue orchid and everyone else will be happy. But we know that not all dramas end well, and it may be that this series will have an unexpected ending. We know that Sangha grew up with a trauma since she was a little girl because she felt abandoned by her parents, but especially by her mom. Apparently, that could have been the reason for her to behave the way she does, and we add that the father was not very well behaved either, and she could have seen that example. Apparently, and so far, the one who commits the murders with the orchid is Sangha, and I repeat, so far is what is believed, but we cannot confirm it until a scene is presented that evidences that. But it is believed that Sangha is the one behind the murders, and thus was the one who killed her husband. Although we saw that Ja-sung supposedly took his own life, let's remember that he may have been under the effects of the blue orchid at the time. Now Sangha wants revenge. It is expected that in the next chapter we can see Sangha out of control, ready to destroy all the people in her way. All this because Ja-sung killed her brother in a bad way, and therefore she had to kill her husband, and because of all that, her plan to have political power was ruined. As we saw in the previews, In-Joo is in jail because we believe Sangha accused her of stealing the money. There was a part where they presented when In-Joo had the account full of money and then the account was emptied. It is believed that Sangha emptied her account and maybe put that money in her daughter's account or somewhere else for sure. Some believe that the one who took the money from the account was Choi Doyle, but it wouldn't make much sense because the amount In-Joo received was the amount they agreed on from the beginning. But what is creating a lot of curiosity is, what is Choi Doyle doing? Did he take his share and run away? Is he looking for Ha-joon to tell her about her father and use her as bait to destroy Sangha? Let's analyze this situation a bit. We know that the only thing Sangha has, as far as we know of course, is her daughter Ha-joon, so that's her weak point. I don't think Choi Doyle just ran away. It seems to me that he went to get Ha-joon and In to come back. But there is also the possibility that he is kidnapped by Sangha in one of her rooms, something that wouldn't be surprising at all. When Sangha is talking to In-Joo, she told her that she was going to give her daughter space, but will keep an eye on her. It could also be that someone is watching everything that Ha-joon and In do, and that same person informs her that her father died, and she comes back for the news. The most important thing to know is that someone might die in the end, besides Sangha, which I think is what everyone is expecting. But there is a theory that Ha-joon might die. This because it is believed that since she has emotional problems, and we know that in the past she was self-mutilating, and was almost always in anxiety, it is believed that when she is given the news she will not bear it and may deprive herself of life, and Sangha, seeing this, also culminates with her life with the blue orchid. But there is something very curious that could happen. We know that Sangha has a trauma with her mom, and not only her, many of the characters have situations with their mother, like the sisters and Choi Doyle, and currently the poor girl Ha-joon. We also learn that Sangha apparently creates a kind of mock-up to visualize what her murders could look like, Although those mock-ups could also be the murders that have already happened, and she turns the mock-ups into memories of the bad things she has done. Of course, she does all this because she is certainly a psychopath. According to the story, Song-ga's mother died, but what if really her death was caused by her daughter? What if suddenly Song-ga's first death was her own mother and the father somehow agreed with it because he is just like her? Who knows if Hyo-rin has the same psychological problem as her mother and also tries to kill her. There was a scene where she was acting like she was a serial killer, and this could be something symbolic. Who knows if the Hyo-rin will do a mock-up also setting up Song-ga's whole death. Yes, this sounds very scary and maybe morbid, but it's not so absurd for Song-ga, and we could think that her daughter could acquire her same mental problem. Or Choi Doyle could also simply die. Maybe since he has betrayed Song-ga, as she simply ends up killing him using the same technique she used on her husband, and was going to use on In-Joo. If this happens, it could also be very sad because we can't deny that he and In-Joo have a special connection, and we can see that he is in love with her, or at least he likes her a lot, and maybe we hold out hope that they will have a relationship. But there is a possibility that Jong-ho will also die. He and In-Kyung are a possible couple that we can't deny that we would want to see together in the end. But if the theory that Jong-ho is working with Song-ga is true, then it is very likely that she herself will have him killed for treason. But we will know everything that will happen soon when they present the last 2 episodes. There is a theory that Hwa-young did not really die and that she may be among the active characters and that we do not recognize her because she had plastic surgery. This theory and many more exist because they haven't clearly presented many things yet. Of course, the writers present the story in such a way that we are left wanting to see more and are left with many expectations of what could happen. Who do you think will die in the last chapters, and what do you think their death will be like? Leave your comment here so we can read it. If you liked this video, like it, share it, and remember to subscribe to this channel.